Hello everyone and welcome to the second week of our deck challenge. The intention of the Solitary Tarot Solitary Oracle 2015 month-long challenge is to really have a deeply impactful spiritual experience with the deck that we choose to interact with throughout this month. So every week we will continue to do our daily draws for 5 or 7 days out of the week, really deepening that practice. And that's going to continue for week 2 as well. And I would encourage you to add to your daily draw and your journaling around your daily draw or your nightly draw, evening draw, end of day draw. Add to your journaling practice not only just journaling about the card image and how it makes you feel, what the meaning is to you, and then the guidebook meaning, and how you feel about that. And being honest about that. But this week I would encourage you to add some journaling time for yourself about how do I actually feel today? And this is great to either start or end your day with because it can allow you to see how the experiences throughout the day have affected you. Taking a few minutes to tap into how you actually feel and where your emotions are at is very important and integral to living authentically. You know, keeping a finger on the pulse of where you are energetically, physically, spiritually, emotionally is deeply important. And so I'm going to encourage you for this week to add that as part of your journaling. How do I actually feel today? You can incorporate that into the card meaning if you want to, but I would encourage you to just give yourself a few paragraphs, a page or two even, or a few minutes if you're choosing to record your experience of how you actually feel throughout this day or coming into this day. What are your feelings upon awakening? What were your dreams like? How do you feel about the day before? How do you feel about the work you're doing? How do you feel about your family life? How do you feel about yourself? Are you having enough time? Are you nurturing yourself? This can help you to see where you want to direct some attention for your journey and what you need at this time and for this day as well. So this is a deeply personal part of the challenge. And I would really encourage you to give yourself the whole week of doing this exercise. If you're new to journaling or you're uncomfortable with actually checking in and seeing how you feel and you find that it's difficult to even express your emotions and your feelings even to yourself internally, this can be difficult at first. So I really encourage you to stick with this, give it the week, try to give yourself that time every day to really check in with where you are. And again, as I talked about last week, how I was taught to do this using the medicine wheel, kind of from a more tribal perspective of spirituality. Your journal is the same thing. Your journal is the medicine wheel for this practice. So check into how you actually feel and write about that experience. And again, you can create sacred space before you step into this process as well. So you actually are giving yourself the gift of some real time every day to do this challenge. And I do understand how difficult that is. I am a mom. I work at a wonderful boutique, and I'm also a healer as well. So I understand that, and a wife, and a friend, as we all are. We all have all these roles that we're juggling. So I do understand that it's very difficult to give ourselves the gift of this time. But giving yourself that 15 to 20 minutes now this week in the morning to not just journal about our daily draw, but also about ourselves and how we're feeling is going to be very beneficial for you too. So I encourage you to add this as part of your daily draw experience this week. So I have some notes over here because I want to make sure that I get to the points for this week. So last week we did a healing session with a card from our deck or the deck as a whole itself. And this week we're going to start exploring creating a spread with the deck itself. So if this is a deck you've worked with in the past, or you're a seasoned solitary reader, you've probably created spreads that are tailored for you and where you are at this time, and possibly even spreads that are tailored to the deck that you're using. But I'm going to encourage you to actually create a new spread this week. So this can happen really quickly for you. You might sit down and it just comes right out, or this might be something that you choose to take a few days with and really sit with. But allow this spread to be tailored for you and to be in-depth as well. So I would encourage you, if you're able to, step outside of a 1 or 3 card spread. and really explore doing a 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 card spread, maybe even more than that if you're someone who enjoys using a lot of cards. But really explore a deep, personal spread that you've created yourself, and allow it to be very tailored to where you are now, to what your concerns are, to what you are wanting to let go of or bring into your life, and allow the questions to get as personal as you would like them to. In fact, I encourage you to get really personal with the questions. This is something that's so much fun to do for yourself. And if you actually really do personalize it, you'll find that there's a lot of stuff that comes up that you've kind of been avoiding. And it can be very insightful and healing for you as far as looking into why you keep repeating certain patterns in your life that you don't want to continue repeating. And also to look at the things that are really working for you, and giving yourself that pat on the back and saying, wow, you know, I really am pretty amazing. Look at how far I've come, or look at what I'm incorporating into my life now and how great it feels. So really allow this spread creation to be fun for you and very personal, and really create it yourself too. Try not to just follow a formula, but really create your own spread and base it on whatever you feel inspired to do. If you're someone who loves esoteric symbolism, maybe you create it in the shape of a certain symbol that's very powerful for you. But really have fun with actually creating the spread, and that's our real exercise for this week to focus on. And then once you've created the spread, actually do the spread this week. So you have 7 days to create the spread and then actually do the spread, giving yourself enough time to create sacred space, do the spread for yourself, and journal the experience. This is going to be a lot of fun. Again, it is a gift of time to yourself, but you're worth it, and you will get a lot out of this practice. So have fun with this experience. And then last week, for our kind of playful exercise with the cards, we tried out sleeping with the deck underneath our pillow. This week, we're going to work with different stones for our deck if we feel drawn to do this. So you might already have a stone that you associate with working with the deck itself, but maybe try some new stones. See what stones want to come and play with your deck, and actually create a space for those stones to hang out with your deck. So whether it's in the bag that you carry the deck around with, or perhaps it's in a small altar space you've set up for your deck, really have fun with and enjoy interacting with stone and crystal beings working with the deck itself. This is a lot of fun, and you can explore this in very powerful ways, and they do not need to be purchased stones. They need to be stones that you find outside. So don't feel that you need to go out and buy 15 stones to work with your deck. These can be stones that are right outside your door. All stone beings, all crystal beings are ancient, wise, and powerful, and you don't need to purchase one to have as amazing of an experience as if you purchase a very expensive crystal. So that's going to be our fun exploration this week, is trying out working with stones with our deck, seeing what stones like working with the deck and what those messages are for us with the deck itself as well. So maybe one day you're trying selenite, maybe another day you try sodalite, perhaps you try clear quartz, or you want to bring in rose quartz, or you want to try snowflake obsidian. Different days try different stones and see what stones really like hanging out with your deck. This is a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite things to do with my decks. And then I can carry that into my personal readings and my readings for other people as well. So hopefully this will really help you to get in touch with your creativity, your intuition, as well as really exploring different ways to use your deck and different energy beings that want to work with you through the deck itself as well. So I hope that you're all enjoying this challenge. I hope you find this second week exciting, and that you're really able to give yourself the gift of time this week as well to really start exploring your deck at, again, an even deeper level. So I'm sending you all many blessings, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.